Idea of the week this week is the razor's edge, straddling yin and yang. Just say you've all seen this symbol. Okay, let me talk you through it. It represents the fundamental Taoist concept of universal oneness and dynamic balance at the same time. It illustrates how opposing forces, such as dark and light or passive and active, are interconnected and complementary, constantly giving rise to one another in the natural flow of the universe. No rigidity in it. The core elements are the circle on the outside represents the wholeness of the universe and the continuous cyclical nature of time and existence. The divided halves, the dark, which is yin, and the light, which is yang, has a curving line between them that is almost imperceptible. There is no separation. As finite as finite, it becomes the other. And the teardrop shapes convey motion, implying that as one force wanes, the other waxes to maintain balance. Now, yin, the dark side of things, is traditionally associated with the shady side of a hill, represents femininity, earth, cold, stillness, the moon, and receiving, the chalice. Whereas the yang, the light color, is associated with masculinity, heaven, warmth, activity, the doing, the sun, and like initiating, the masculine, the doing. The dot symbolizes that no phenomenon is purely yin or yang, that everything contains the seed of its opposite. It also provides the catalyst for transformation. When a force reaches its extreme, it transforms into its opposite. Now, it's an interesting part of the symbol is that the light inside the dark inside the light is the highest representation. If you go all the way into the white, it becomes the black. If you go all the way into the black, it becomes the white, or the yin to the yang. And that's an important concept because the Tao, or the way, as it translates, is the line between them. It is the straddling of the yin and yang. And that, my friends, is a gift to understand this about oneself. The true balance isn't a static 50-50 split. It's a dynamic act of straddling these two opposing forces. And most leaders I come into contact with think growth requires perpetual push, but real capacity lies in knowing exactly when to drive and when to receive. When you came into the wild on your discovery day, mate, we didn't eliminate your drive. We found the counterweight to it. By balancing that inner architecture, the outer, the luck bubble flowed. And that's why I chose this topic this week as the idea, because with the new branding you've got, it's all about that inner work so that the outer can flourish. It's the inside job, literally. The mystics taught that the highest state of human mastery is Wu Wei, or effortless action. And you only find it when you straddle the line, the Tao, the way, allowing the stillness of yin to fuel the power of your yang. And science is now proving that this is actually the peak of neurological fitness. Living purely in yang keeps you trapped in the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, leading to contraction and cognitive tunnel vision. God, I just got to get it done. Where dropping entirely into yin puts you in deep parasympathetic rest. The sweet spot, the razor's edge, is high heart rate variability. People talk about what they're watching now, monitoring their HRV. Like, I'm trying hard to get it down by doing all the yin exercise. It's not the yin exercise that actually gets HRV down. It's the straddling of the two. It's the flow. It's the elasticity. HRV, heart rate variability. It's how your heart rate can actually be so relaxed that it varies in its microseconds of difference between one beat to another. So your entire equation is built on this, D. Like, the inside job to me is contraction to restoration to expansion. Correct me if I'm wrong. You work with leaders who are profoundly unbalanced on the side of the push. Yeah?
Absolutely. Their energy, their focus, everything is on trying to influence or control the outside world. It's what their education's taught them to do. It's like they look at the outside world and they try to manipulate it in the way they want it to move, not realizing that their inner world, their thoughts, their emotions, the way they talk to themselves, how busy their mind is, how activated their nervous system is, how good they are at managing their emotions, all of those create a filter or a lens at which they see the outside world. So they're only seeing their version of the outside world based on their inner world construction. So if they want to change their outside world, the simplest thing to do is change the inside, and the outside world will reorganize itself around that. And unfortunately, we live in a world where that is not taught. It is the belief is that we have to push ourselves and compete in the outside world to be successful. It's just a misunderstanding of how the whole system works.